This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Core Mining, Mr. Scott Trebilcock. Scott, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Thanks, Ricardo. How are you?
I'm well. You know, you and I have been in this space for quite a bit. Me, a bit over a decade, coming up on 13 years now. I know you have a history in the space, and oftentimes the best stories are simple stories. Core Mining is a very, very straightforward story for me. It's got great assets, it's got a great team, it's got great shareholders, and it's aligned with shareholder interest with a lot of insider ownership, which I always look for. So I want to get into all of that. But before we do, can you tell us a bit about yourself for those that aren't familiar with your track record of success?
Great. Well, the last 9 years I spent building up Nevsun Resources, which built a mine in Africa, ran the M&A that eventually bought a great little company with an incredible copper asset called Reservoir Minerals, shepherded that into construction, and then spent a year defending the company from a hostile takeover from Lucas Lundin, which led to a big dust-up and auction for the company. And I think in the end, we sold the company for $1.8 billion. So it was a great outcome for shareholders. And that was in a tough market. I think in a good market, we could have knocked it out of the park even more. But certainly coming from that experience and ending in a base metals company, I wanted to stake my next success in the precious metal sector. And I loved the ounces in the ground and portfolio at Core, and joined about 20 months ago. So it's been a great ride.
Excellent. Tell me a bit about the team that you've managed to put together. Some names that I'm very familiar with, amongst those Adrian Rothwell and a few other ones there, Brendan Cahill, Don McDonald. I'll let you tell the team and how you were able to bring everyone together.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I joined Core, which was founded by Adrian Rothwell, as you mentioned. He's an ex-Goldcorp executive. The executive chairman and second largest shareholder, Adrian's partner on founding Core, was a great Canadian geologist who made his net worth in the oil sands construction materials business. So basically, he's a geologist that found sand and gravel deposits and made a ton of money. Moved to Vancouver, founded Core with Adrian in 2017. They bought the great asset portfolio that makes up Core. We've got an independent board made up of mining CEOs, Adrian, Don McDonald running Norzinc, Brendan Cahill, great reputation, running the Exelon Silver Company, doing a great job over there. And then an ex-Macquarie banker who's a big investor in all the deals in Vancouver, Harry Pontrat. I came in, I own about 4% of the company, and brought in a key executive named Mark Leduc. Mark is a lifetime heap leach mining engineer, incredible guy, lives in Denver, Colorado, got a deep network in the U.S. developers and engineering sector. And most importantly, he did the Castle Mountain mine for Richard Wark over at Newcastle Gold, and configured such a great project there and got it permitted in California and got it sold to Equinox in 2018. So we hired Mark and said, Mark, come do the same thing at Core, put our project on the right track to be a mine, and let's see if we can attract a takeover through the cycle here.
I did well with Newcastle. I suspect I'm going to do well with Core. You are looking to develop a pipeline to 350,000 ounces a year of gold production. Can we get into how that's going to happen in the flagship assets there?
Yeah, absolutely. So Core has two projects in California with 3.9 million ounces combined in the ground. The flagship is the Imperial project. Imperial is a technically very well advanced 2.2 million ounce oxide deposit. Mark has engineered a great mine plan around it that'll deliver 150,000 ounces per year of gold. And in the second and third year mine life, will get up to the 200,000 ounce per year of gold. So this is a real significant gold mine in the U.S. gold sector. That said, it has incredibly low capital intensity because this is an at-surface, simple metallurgy heap leach gold mine. The second project in the company has 1.7 million ounces. We've also put a great mine plan around that project. However, that project's open for growth. So our next steps there is we're going to go drill more ounces and increase that mine plan And maybe even we can do better than that combined 350,000 ounce production number if we're successful with the drill bit.
Walk me through the market cap right now, because I'm looking at the projects, right? And if I look at the Imperial PEA, the internal rate of return is 52% with the 643 million Canadian NPV. That's using $1,600 gold. If I look at Long Valley, it's 389 million Canadian of net present value at $1,600 gold with an IRR of 48%. Can you explain where the market cap is today? Because I think that highlights the opportunity, right?
Yeah, exactly. The market cap today is about 90 million Canadian compared to that $1 billion value. So that's the reward scenario for Core investing capital in our projects. We want to take Core to $1 billion company by unlocking the value of these projects. And I think what's even better, and what attracted Eric Sprott to the story, was that we were able to go out and secure district scale exploration positions around these projects. So we're not hemmed in by someone else's claims or fighting for land in some crowded district. We control, in the case of Imperial, 21,000 acres around our project of highly prospective ground in a gold belt that hosts 12 million ounces of gold. So we got to get out there and make some new discoveries and make that target even better and bigger.
You mentioned making new discoveries. Let's talk about the drilling program and the upcoming catalysts, because there's multiple, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're currently permitting 2 significant drill programs, one at each project. At Imperial, we got 150 drill pads in the permitting process. We're expecting to get a permit there in the middle of this year. Those pads include stepping out multiple kilometers from our deposit towards operating the Mesquite mine. And that's a mine that's in the same county in California that's currently being operated by Equinox. And we're going to be drilling targets right next to their mine, sort of waving up to the heap leach pad operators at their mine. And if we can make a discovery there, that's going to create some real interesting dynamics for Core. Then those pads include going all the way across that belt towards our intact deposit and eventually doing some step outs from our resource. So we can not only make new discoveries, but with that drill program, we can also increase the resource at the known Imperial deposit. Up at Long Valley, we're permitting a 15,000 meter program. We are expecting permits here to start drilling in late Q2 of this year to just simply grow the resource. We've got that PEA that shows that incredible value, but the deposit's wide open for growth. So we're going to add more ounces and make that NPV even greater over time.
How is the infrastructure to the projects?
It's all there. The project is located. Yeah, I mean, it's not to be trite, but that's the beauty of operating in the United States, right? The United States is an incredible mining jurisdiction because in general, there's good roads to almost anywhere. Both our projects are located within driving distance for employees to come to work. So you've got educated, good workforces. In fact, at the Imperial project, you've got an operating mine 9 miles away at Mesquite with 400 well-trained employees. We've got water at both sites. You've got access to power close by at both sites. So, that's the beauty of being in the United States. The infrastructure is just incredible, and you've got, a large labor pool to draw from. So we're in great shape for low-cost mining because of that to access.
Excellent. How's the balance sheet looking?
Balance sheet, we've got $5 million Canadian currently. So, right now we're making sure we conserve that balance sheet because, the gold sector is going through a little soft period here, and you got to make sure you conserve your balance sheet through that time. But when things pick up in the back half of this year, we're going to make sure we're generating lots of news flow to benefit our shareholders. Everyone likes to see the stock moving with the gold price, and we're going to make sure that happens in 2021.
Well, I see you managed to capture the attention of Mr. Eric Sprott, who I think has a bright future in our industry. How many shares does Eric own?
Eric owns 26% of Core. He's invested 3 times at progressively higher prices, and he's been the sole funder of the company to date. So 26% ownership. We're really excited to have Eric on board. He loves the fact that we put money into the ground and put his money to work, generating shareholder value. And we got to keep doing that in 2021.
How's the share structure look? I think it's 106.2 million shares outstanding and almost 118 million fully diluted. Is that accurate?
That's bang on. Management and the board own 38% of that. So when you top that up with Eric's, 64% of the stock sits with strategics and insiders. And, that in an extreme way aligns us with the important things for creating value for the per share for the shares, right? We're putting our money into the ground, into the projects, not into our pockets. And it's all about per share value creation.
Well, I think Core is going to have an excellent 2021. I think at these levels, it's a heck of a speculation. Again, simple story, a lot of value, great team. Looking forward to the drilling. Anything else to add to that, Scott?
No. I just thank you for your time and interest in the Core story. I think as a solid U.S. explorer and developer, there's a great shareholder market we've not yet tapped. Core is a very young company, and we're excited to get out there and tell people our story.
Excellent. Well, looking forward to having you back on. Thanks again, Scott.
Thanks, Ricardo. That's great.